Hey, what's up guys? Most important thing about Bitcoin price is to focus on the bigger picture rather than short-term noise. In this video, I will explain how cryptocurrency market changed over time, and finally I will reveal my 2021 Bitcoin price prediction. Listen up, you already invest in crypto. Why aren't you investing in tax-free crypto? iTrustCapital is the only provider that allows you to invest in crypto assets within your retirement account. They allow you to not only buy Bitcoin, but Ethereum, Ripple, and many others. They even have Chainlink coming very soon. It's designed for beginners and experts alike. They give you 24/7 trading access and even have built-in institutional-grade secure storage. You do not need to worry about creating private keys. If you open an iTrustCapital Roth IRA, it allows you to buy Bitcoin now, and when asset grows over the next few years, you keep all the profit for yourself. No taxes. If you want to learn more, head to iTrustCapital.com and request a free insider guide now. This will teach you all about crypto retirement accounts and how you can invest tax-free. Link to iTrustCapital is in the description box below. Let's start this video with the coinmarketcap.com. As of the time of this recording, Bitcoin is trading at about $36,000. It has been fluctuating sideways for the past 7 days, and this is exactly what I want to see. It's up by almost 10% for the past 7 days, with a market cap of around $675 billion. Ethereum looks really good as well. It's just few basis points away from its all-time high. It's currently trading about $1,200 a coin, and it's up 20% for the past 7 days. I am not going to be surprised when Bitcoin reaches an all-time high and Ethereum reaches $2,000 a coin or so. And finally the time has come when Ripple XRP got flipped, and the coin that flipped that Ripple XRP is Polkadot. DOT is up by 114% for the past 7 days. This is insane. Cardano looks really good as well. It's up by 44% for the past 7 days. And Litecoin got pushed back by Polkadot and Cardano to the 7th place. It's up only 13% for the past 7 days. Here is another very interesting chart how market concentration changed from 2017 top of the bull market to the current bull market. Back in 2017 bull market run, we had a huge altcoin season. This is one of the reasons why Bitcoin dominance at that time was that low, only at 39%. In this bull market, we do not have that altcoin season frenzy. In 2017, every shitcoin was gaining value, but now only few good altcoins appreciate in value, while other shitcoins are being punished by the market. Ethereum dominance also slightly increased. It went from 12% in 2017 to 14% in the current bull market. The biggest flop, of course, must be Ripple XRP. Back in 2017, it took 15% of the entire cryptocurrency market, but it dropped drastically to the current 1%. Bitcoin Cash dropped as well, from 7% to the current market of 1%. And Litecoin slightly dropped from 2% to the current 1%. Other 25% of the market was taken by shitcoins. Now shitcoins ratio dropped till 10%. Today, I found very funny video on Twitter where fake Toshi finally admits that he's not Satoshi. Let's take a look at this clown.
You can make the decision when it comes out, which it will.
When?
Did Satoshi... we've got a court case.
Okay, so that was a couple of months, right?
Yeah, that'll be soon. And you can make the decision, did Satoshi plagiarize me? Because there are sections of the white paper, whole paragraphs, in some of my work.
You just said, did Satoshi plagiarize me?
Yes.
Wow.
Either I am Satoshi or Satoshi plagiarized me. You can make the choice. I don't really care. Because he actually took whole paragraphs from my LLM. So it's either...
Did he really say that Satoshi plagiarized him? This guy is so pathetic. Either I'm Satoshi or Satoshi plagiarized me. How does that make any sense? I think even 5-year-old can tell that this guy is full of shit. I don't want to spend any more time on this waste, so let's move on. Now let's move on to the Bitcoin price, and let's try to figure it out where Bitcoin might be in this market cycle. You're probably all familiar with the stock to flow model, and many people believe that inherent increase in the stock to flow ratio drives the Bitcoin price higher and higher every single cycle. And today, I would like to measure how much Bitcoin appreciates in value from the top of the previous cycle to the next cycle. In this first cycle, Bitcoin hit $29 a coin in 2011, and this was the top. After that, Bitcoin went into the bear market, and it took 1.5 years to reach that price level once again of $29. In late 2013, Bitcoin surpassed its previous all-time high. Since that point, it took 280 days for the Bitcoin to reach the top of the market cycle. In those 280 days, BTC generated 39x. From the last cycle top to this cycle top, it reached over $1,135 per coin. And of course, from that point on, Bitcoin retraced back and went into another bear market. It took almost 3 years to reach its new all-time high. In April 2017, Bitcoin surpassed its previous all-time high of around $1,135 a coin. Surpassed is said lightly. It blew the top of that price. Around 250 days later, Bitcoin reached a new all-time high that was in late 2017 of $19,600. So from previous all-time high to the current new all-time high, that would be 17x ROI. Then we went into another bear market. And almost 3 years later, once again, Bitcoin surpassed its previous all-time high. Bitcoin surpassed $19,600 on December 2020, just last month. 35 days later, we reached the current price of around $36,000 a coin. So Bitcoin almost doubled in price since its previous all-time high. Now, if we take a look at this chart, it gives us a precisely better representation how Bitcoin performed from one top to another top. Once again, in the first cycle, Bitcoin generated 39x from top to top. In the second cycle, Bitcoin generated 17x from top to top. So, what will happen in this cycle? So far, we made only 2x. Let's focus simply on Bitcoin past performance, 39x and 17x. We can probably see that the reduction in ROI as Bitcoin becomes more and more mature. I think 8x from the previous all-time high makes a lot of sense. If Bitcoin increased by 8x from $19,600, then the price would increase slightly over $150,000 per coin. So, this is my Bitcoin price prediction, is $150,000 per coin for 2021. Most likely this might happen sometimes in Q3 or even Q4 of this year. Now, let's take a look what Hong Feng, the CEO of OK crypto exchange platform, has to say about the recent rise in Bitcoin and what is her Bitcoin price prediction for 2021. Let's take a look.
What I've noticed is something very interesting. In 2020, Bitcoin and the S&P 500 had close correlation. Not perfect, but if you overlay the charts, they seem to have moved in a similar fashion. Do you think this was a coincidence, or are people starting to trade Bitcoin more as broad equities index?
I think it's not the cause, it's a result. And it's a result of the fact that when there's a lot more liquidity in the capital market than the real economy can absorb, people are trying to find places to put their liquidity to use. And in 2020, it's really hard to find good places to put their liquidity use to and have good yield, or at least preserve their wealth, right? If you look around, in the bond market, 20% of the fixed income market has actually negative interest rate. And if you think about real estate is generally a very good preservation of value. However, the liquidity of real estate is not great. And also it depends on where you buy the real estate and at what price point you buy real estate. Now, gold is a good alternative for preserving value. And the other best alternative is equity, and particularly blue chip equity, the tech company stock that generally tend to increase when there's inflation risk because those tech company, they create value, right? So you see, as a result of that, people put money to use. They try to put their money to use, and one of the best alternative out there is equity market, in addition to Bitcoin. That's why we see kind of the price movement of Bitcoin versus some of the large cap equity seems to be going in the same direction. But it's not because those two are correlated in nature. It's more because they're the same fundamental themes driving those capital inflows into those capital asset classes.
Okay, let's talk about $100,000 Bitcoin, and then we'll move on to other coins. So I have to admit, last time after our interview, I showed my friends the interview, and the common reaction was really 100,000 in a year. That seems a very bold call. Was the reaction that I got, but it seems that it's more possible now than ever. 35,000, it's only less than 3 times away. So, why don't you break down the assumptions for us? Because last time you spoke, you had mentioned that one of your assumptions is a scenario in which Bitcoin's market cap will equal that of gold, and so will at least climb to reach gold's market cap. I think you said only 25% would get us there, right? Only 25% of gold's market cap would equate to 100,000 Bitcoin. So walk us through some of the other assumptions that you've made.
Yeah. So taking a step back, Dave, when I was trying to think about the potential price movement for Bitcoin, I try to pull myself away from the trading markets because there can be a lot of noises there, and really sit down and ask myself, what is the real use case for Bitcoin? And are there enough believers in that real case that can kind of align that mental framework and get us to a price point that a lot of people would agree with? So that's really kind of the background mental activity that I'm going through. So when I was talking about Bitcoin matching gold, even in 20 to 25%, again, the starting point is not about, okay, Bitcoin price has been going up 300% in 2020. That's why we're going to go higher. I don't think that's the right argument. Again, the right argument is, what do we believe Bitcoin is used for? Is it used for speculative trading, or is it actually a valid alternative for store of value? If you do believe that Bitcoin is a valid alternative for store of value, then you ought to argue that there is actually a valid place for it in people's asset allocation. And I think that's a argument that previously in 2017, a lot of people tend to dismiss. But nowadays, a lot more people, including all those first-class asset managers, are starting to embrace and champion. So another way to really look at that is, for example, if you think about high net worth individuals, global high net worth individuals, right? The total high net worth individuals' wealth is about 74 trillion. That's the latest data I've seen out there. And if we think that only 2 to 3% is allocated to Bitcoin out of those 74 trillion, that get us to 70 to 1,000 price point for Bitcoin. And do we think that 2 to 3% allocation is feasible? I think it is for any private family office who manage wealthy people's asset. When they see what's going on out there and they sit down and really read through literature and understand what Bitcoin is about and see what all the other high-class asset managers are talking about, it will be hard for them to not evaluate putting just 2 to 3% asset into Bitcoin. And then if we take a further step and think about, okay, what about the U.S. household family wealth, right? The latest data is about 112 trillion. And is it feasible to see, for example, 1% to 2% allocation into Bitcoin? I think it is. It's really hard to say it will take us 12 months versus 6 months versus 18 months or 24 months to get that allocation. But I do think that 1 to 2% allocation is not something that's too crazy. And that will also get us to 60 to 110,000 price point for Bitcoin.
I really like how she looks at Bitcoin, similar to Michael Saylor's approach. Forget about day-to-day fluctuations, it's just noise. We need to focus more on the bigger picture. She believes in 2021 Bitcoin might take 25% of gold market cap. If gold's market cap right now is at $10 trillion, then 25% would put Bitcoin market cap at $2.5 trillion. If Bitcoin reaches that market cap, one single BTC would be over $130,000 per coin. Second way to look at this is the global high net worth individuals. The total high net worth individual's wealth is at around $74 trillion. And if 2 to 3% of those money is allocated to Bitcoin, then that would put the market cap in between $1.5 trillion and $2.2 trillion of market capitalization. In which case, Bitcoin would be in between $80,000 and $120,000. And lastly, we can look at this as a global household with $112 trillion. If 1 to 2% of this money get allocated into Bitcoin, the price would be able to reach somewhere around $100,000 per coin. I really like her approach. Do not pay too much attention on day-to-day fluctuations and focus on bigger picture. Let me know what do you guys think and what is your Bitcoin price prediction for 2021. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, smash that like button and subscribe.